These 8 powerful affirmations aren't just words. They're mental armor for a world that's constantly trying to make you forget your worth. Say them, own them, and watch how everything around you begins to shift. Number 1. I am in control of my energy, not the world around me. These words are not just a morning affirmation, they are a declaration of spiritual sovereignty in a world that constantly tries to pull you in every direction but your own. The moment you wake up, the world begins its tug of war for your attention. Messages, headlines, demands, distractions. But in that space between sleep and action lies your greatest superpower. Choice. You can choose chaos or you can choose calm. You can react or you can respond. And the difference between the two is energy. When you understand that your energy is the currency of your life, you begin to guard it like treasure. You stop giving it away freely to things and people who haven't earned it. You stop letting other people's moods infect your peace. You stop letting the noise of the world drown out your inner voice. Instead, you begin each day grounded, centered, anchored in the truth that nothing outside of you has the power to disturb what you refuse to let in. This isn't denial or ignorance of the world's pain. It's wisdom. It's realizing that peace isn't found in perfect conditions. It's created in imperfect moments by someone strong enough to stay rooted while everything else shifts. To be in control of your energy means you don't just survive your day, you sculpt it. You walk into meetings, relationships, and challenges with presence, not pressure. You become the calm in the storm, the stillness in the noise, the clarity in confusion. It means you don't allow toxic conversations to rent space in your mind. You don't allow every opinion to dictate your direction. You don't allow negativity to stick to you like mud. You shake it off, wash it off, rise above it. Because the truth is, the world will always try to hook you emotionally. Someone will disappoint you. Something won't go as planned. Unexpected stress will knock on your door, but how you respond is your sacred responsibility. You can either spiral or steady yourself. You can either let that one event ruin your entire day or pause, breathe, and reclaim your energy with intention. This is power, not the kind that shouts or dominates, but the kind that doesn't flinch. The kind that silently knows, I decide what enters my space. I decide how I feel. I decide who I become today. And once you learn to protect your energy in the morning, you begin to design a life that reflects it. You create boundaries without guilt. You say no with confidence. You give your time, presence, and focus only to what adds value to your soul. And in doing so, you become magnetic. Not because you're trying to attract anything, but because you've become whole within yourself. So when the day begins and the world comes knocking, remember this. Your power does not lie in controlling everything. It lies in not letting everything control you. Speak it, breathe it, live it. I am in control of my energy, not the world around me. Let that truth be your armor, your compass, your calm. And watch how the chaos around you starts to lose its grip. Number 2, today I choose progress over perfection. A simple affirmation, yet a powerful shift in mindset that can redefine the entire trajectory of your life. Because perfection is the silent killer of dreams, the invisible wall between where you are and where you're meant to be. It's the voice that whispers, don't start until it's perfect. Don't speak until it's flawless. Don't try unless you're guaranteed to win. And so we wait. We overthink. We rehearse. We hold back. We become prisoners of potential, locked inside the illusion that we must arrive fully formed, polished, untouchable. But life does not reward perfection. It rewards movement. It rewards those who are brave enough to take the first imperfect step, to show up before they feel ready, to stumble and rise, learn and grow, fall and try again. Perfection is a mirage. The closer you get, the more it moves away. But progress is real, tangible, measurable. It is the quiet victory of showing up when no one's watching, of choosing discipline over comfort, of creating something when your mind screams that it's not good enough. And when you make progress your goal, everything changes. You stop obsessing over what others think and start focusing on what you can improve. You stop fearing failure and start seeing it as a teacher. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 and start writing your own story, one raw and honest word at a time. Choosing progress means choosing patience. It's understanding that mastery is born from repetition, not magic. That growth comes from showing up daily, especially on the days when motivation is missing and self-doubt is loud. It's about giving yourself permission to be a beginner, to be messy, to be real. And that's where the real transformation happens. Not in some flawless end result, but in the consistent, courageous act of moving forward when perfection would have held you back. You begin to value effort over image, persistence over polish, action over aesthetics. You start to build confidence from the inside out, not because you never make mistakes, but because you've learned how to grow from them. You realize that momentum is more powerful than motivation, that a small step forward, taken consistently, is more valuable than a giant leap you never take. And most importantly, when you choose progress, you begin to trust yourself. You stop waiting for external validation to feel worthy. You stop needing every move to be applauded, every risk to be safe, every idea to be refined before it's shared. You become dangerous in the best way, unafraid to begin, unshaken by criticism, unstoppable in pursuit. You begin to live a life driven by courage, not caution, because the truth is, perfection is rooted in fear. The fear of being judged, the fear of failing, the fear of not being enough. But progress? Progress is fueled by faith, the belief that you are capable, that growth is possible, that effort matters. So say it and mean it. Today I choose progress over perfection. Let those words set you free from the need to prove, impress, or perform. Let them remind you that each step, no matter how small, is a victory. Let them give you the courage to start messy, to keep going when it's ugly, and to finish with grace. Not because it was flawless, but because you didn't give up. And when you lay your head down tonight, you won't measure your worth by how perfect the day was. You'll measure it by the progress you made, the strength you showed, and the promise you kept to yourself to keep moving forward no matter what. Number 3, I am not behind. My timing is divine. These words carry a quiet power that can silence the loudest fears, rooted in comparison, doubt and delay. In a world that measures success by speed, likes, milestones and arbitrary deadlines, it's easy to feel like you're running late for a life you were supposed to have already arrived at. But the truth is, there is no universal clock, no single timeline that fits all souls, and no missed bus to the life you were meant for. You are not late, you are being prepared. Every delay, every detour, every so-called setback is part of a divine sequence that is shaping you in ways that rushing never could. When you say, my timing is divine, you are affirming that there is a sacred intelligence unfolding behind the scenes of your life, a force that sees what you can't, knows what you're being prepared for, and arranges your path not according to pressure, but according to purpose. This isn't about passive waiting. It's about trusting the unseen preparation. It's understanding that the heartbreak you thought would destroy you was actually carving out capacity for deeper love. That the job you didn't get was redirecting you to something more aligned with your gifts. That the season of stillness wasn't punishment, but preparation. Training your patience, sharpening your vision, and anchoring your spirit, so that when your moment arrives, you'll be strong enough to hold it. You see, divine timing doesn't move according to your impatience or the world's expectations. It moves in rhythm with your growth, your healing, and your becoming. And when you finally release the need to be on time, you reclaim your power from every comparison that's been draining you. You stop looking sideways and start looking inward. You stop measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel and start honoring your own timeline with grace. Because rushing into something before you're ready doesn't make it yours, it makes it fragile. And what's truly meant for you will never require force, anxiety, or compromise of your soul. When your timing is divine, you trust that every day you're growing into the version of you who can receive, protect, and sustain the life you're meant for. You realize that your value isn't tied to how quickly you arrive, but to how fully you become. That slow growth is still growth. That hidden seasons are still sacred. That not yet doesn't mean never. It just means more is being built behind the curtain. And if you could see what's being orchestrated for you, you'd stop stressing over how long it's taking and start preparing for how good it's going to be. You'd walk with peace even when there's no visible progress. You'd show up with excellence even when no one is watching. You'd move with quiet confidence knowing that your timeline isn't broken. It's blessed. And in time you'll look back and see it so clearly. The delays protected you. The pauses refined you. The waiting elevated you. So today, speak it with certainty. I am not behind. My timing is divine. Let it sink in until it replaces every ounce of pressure with purpose. Until you stop rushing and start trusting. Until you wake up not with fear of falling behind, but with the faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. Not a moment too soon and not a moment too late. Right on time for the person you're becoming. Number 4, I am becoming the person I was meant to be. This isn't just an affirmation. It's a declaration of evolution, a reminder that your current self is not your final form. And every step you take, every failure, every triumph, every silent choice to keep going is part of a divine unfolding. New self begins to emerge. This journey isn't about fixing a broken version of you. It's about unveiling the powerful, purpose-driven version of you that's been buried beneath layers of fear, doubt, trauma, and societal conditioning.